Hey boys and girls, my name is Mr. Walls and I'm going to help you learn how to play Old McDonald Had a Band out of your Essential Elements band book. This song is on pages 13A and the top of page 13B. So make sure that you have your book open on your music stand where you can see both pages. If you have your book folded under itself, you won't be able to see measures 13 to the end that are at the top of page 13B. Okay? I'm also going to try and add some of the cymbal work along with the snare drum part just to make it a little bit more interesting for you. And you might hear me saying the word bass at times. When I say bass, that's when the bass drum is playing its note. Obviously, this is the bass drum back here. At the beginning of Old McDonald Had a Band, the bass drum, snare drum part is very typical of this kind of song. You'll notice that the bass drum plays on the first beat, the snare drum plays on the second beat. So we get the classic but I can't play those flams very well if I'm playing the bass drum part over there, but that's the feel. Remember that one of the main purposes of the drum section is to keep a steady beat all the way through a song. All right, the band will follow you. You have to listen to what's going on with the band to make sure that you're staying with them and you're watching your band director as well when you're playing together in a full band situation. You know, if the drummers can play their parts with a high degree of accuracy, the band director has a good chance of really putting together a good band. But if we're trying to get the drummers right all the time, it makes it tough to have a really good sounding band. So it's a really important instrument, and it's very important that it's played properly. So another thing that you want to keep in mind as you're playing Old McDonald Had a Band, a very important thing, is that at the end of the second line, there is a repeat sign, which tells us to go back to the beginning of the song and play the first two lines again before we go on to the top of page 13B to finish the song. So we play the first line, the second line, ooh, there's a repeat sign. I go back to the beginning, I play those two lines again, and then I go to the top of the next page. Very important that you remember to do that when you're playing in full band. I know people get excited and they want to go on, but then they end up cutting the song really short, and that's not good either. Okay, you'll notice also that under the line of music where the bass drum and snare drum music is, where their notes are, is a line that says SUSCYM with sticks, suspended cymbal with sticks. And that cymbal part is just playing a steady beat. A very important part. So I'm going to play that along with you. When I get to my flams, I will flam. Okay, make sure that your sticks reverse themselves when you flam. So start with your left stick low and your right stick high, and then you flam with the opposite stick low. Okay? All right, so here we go from the very beginning. On the first beat of the song, cymbal plays, bass drum plays, snare drum waits for the second beat. Here we go. Here's the beginning. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, bass, 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 flam, rest, bass. All right, so we just finished at measure 9. Let's just do that entire section again. Let's go back and start at the beginning of the song and play to measure 9, and then we'll stop. Remember to rest on the first beat of the song, And also, after the 2 flams in the middle of the first line, you rest 2 beats before you play again. So it's rest, flam, flam, rest, rest, note. And you should really be playing all of these notes with your left stick. You should be mirroring me on your screen, okay? So here we go again from the very beginning. When I say ready, play, rest for the first beat. You should play when I play. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, 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 flam, flam. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, bass, bass. So there's a lot going on in there, isn't there? Okay? So I reached over and I played the 2 bass drum notes that you see all by themselves in measure 11. At the 9 in your music, that means that this is the 9th measure of the song. The next measure that you have with a whole rest with no notes is measure 10. In measure 11, the bass drum plays 2 notes, and then the suspended cymbal answers in that same measure. So the bass drum cymbal measure is this: bass, bass, and then the snare drum comes in the next measure, and the snare drum and the bass drum and the cymbal all play the same rhythm. And then we repeat back to the beginning of the song. And the bass drum and cymbal play on the first beat when it repeats. So make sure that you wait so that you are answering the bass drum, right? Boom, chick, boom, chick. You always play, almost always in this song, you're playing on beats 2 and 4 of the measures, okay? So, let's start at the beginning of the second line. We will play this line to the repeat sign and we will go back to the beginning, okay? We're starting at the beginning of the second line. Snare drum rests on the first beat. So after I say ready, play, rest, note. The cymbal will play, the snare drum will rest 1 beat. Here's the second line. Play this line and then repeat back to the beginning. I will not stop when we repeat. Here we go. 1, 2, second line, rest, 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 flam, flam. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, bass, bass, cymbal now, beginning. Rest, rest. Flam, flam. 1, 2, 3, 4. A measure out. Bass drum first. Bass, bass, cymbal now. So, I went on at the top of the next page, right? So let's do this. Let's start on the last measure on the first page, the last measure at the repeat sign, where we go, and then we will go on to measure 13 at the top of the next page. So here we go. I'm going to leave the cymbal part out. I'm only going to play the snare drum part for this ending. When you get to the top of the next page, it's going to be different, okay? So here we go. The repeat measure at the bottom of page 13A, T, 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 ta, ta, going up to the top of the next page. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest, 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 flam. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. Okay? Let's play the entire song. I am going to leave all of the cymbal and bass drum stuff out. Okay? I'll say the word bass so that we know where the bass drum note is. Here's the beginning of the song. We will play the first 2 lines. We will repeat as is written. And we will play those first 2 lines again, and then, and only then, will we go to the top of the next page to finish the song out. Here we go. I will say 1, 2, ready, play, and we will rest on the first beat of the song. It's very, very important that we not play on the first beat after I say the word play. You must rest 1 beat. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Rest, bass, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass. Rest, rest. Flam, flam. 2, 3, 4. A whole measure out. Bass, bass, cymbal now. Beginning, rest, 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 rest. Next line. Flam, flam. 2, 3, 4. A whole measure out. Bass, bass, cymbal now. Measure 13. Ta, flam, rest, flam. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest. All right. Hey, boys and girls, use this video a lot to help you understand this song. It's complicated for young drummers. It is not easy, but if you will use this 13-minute video, it will really help you understand what's going on. And remember that the melody that you're playing to is Old McDonald Had a Farm. Of course, it's called Old McDonald Had a Band, right? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a duck, E-I-E-I-O. With a quack, quack here and a quack, quack there. Here a quack, there a quack, there a quack, quack, beginning of the song, and had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Bum, 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 bum. All right, I didn't necessarily know I was going to go all the way through the song singing the melody for you as well, but you can certainly repeat that section and play along with me. Hearing the melody being played as you play your part makes your part make a lot more sense. And at the end of the song, we hear that rhythm, right? That shave and a haircut rhythm at the end of the song. It's a fun ending. Makes it a little tricky there as well. You'll also notice that I have a mouse pad on my drum head. It makes my drum sound so much better. Without it, it's kind of ringy, isn't it? Kind of tinny. I put that mouse pad on there, muffles it just a right amount, and you don't even need one this big. All you need is a little strip of this kind of material. Here I've got it hanging partially off. Might even sound a little bit better without the whole pad on there. So a little drum tip for you as well. All right, keep practicing, guys. Keep up the good work. Bye-bye.